Evening, all right, welcome back to Space Engineers, and look, we're doing this live. Look, up, down, left, right, up, down. Right, the purpose of this one is we have seen many great adventures with this mighty flagship you see in front of you here, and it's time to start building it bigger. It's too small, and I'm not looking forward to this because already it's a bit of a lag bitch. But I wanted to, firstly, before I do this, I wanted to show you some of the upgrades that I've done so far. As I noticed, one of my lights is wonky and on, don't know why. But this thing started with a bit of a hangar at the front. So this thing here, as you remember, was the hangar. That got quickly destroyed because lol hangars, seriously, they suck. I guess our mining and refinery piece was down here, hence the red, but that's now gone, so it's probably time we actually get rid of that. So let's just do that now. And we've now turned this into a bit of a hangar, so that looks pretty sweet. Hopefully you agree. This is a funny, I guess, a funny thing really, because this whole piece I think has changed quite a bit, yet the ship's structure itself has not changed. Weirdly enough, also 2 blocks is perfectly good. Look at that. Look at the angling of the sun. Look, there's my little shimmy body. You can build ships in here quite comfortably, and it's not too bad. So, but the only problem is this is only a single skin. So the underneath of this ship is now, I guess, vulnerable and at risk of being shot. We then have our arms locker. Now we also have our conveyor system. Now I think I've made a mistake with the conveyor system. I think I've actually put well, it's more of a tools locker, I guess, but you actually should just have one conveyor system through the entire ship, and then it just draws the things through to you. Do you know what I mean? It just draws it all through to you. Anyway, I don't know, we'll see. But this is, I guess, something that we'll have to work on. We then have our medical rooms. Now, our medical room's looking good. Look, the addition of glass makes it look a bit cooler. Look, the sun again. That's my shimmy body. And yeah, so that's quite nice. So this lower deck makes sense. We have an access tube all the way up to the top, but we'll come back to that. And then we have our kind of engineering bay. Now this engineering, I guess, space was designed to be kind of an open area place for large reactors, too small. So there's a lot of backup systems. No shit, yeah, really lots of backup systems in here, and it seems to work quite well, although I've got them upside down. Plenty of consoles, so we can basically control the ship from here. So as I come up to my second deck, we then have these are our backup reactors here. Now I can only give you the advice that backup devices are definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. As I noticed a dodgy bulkhead here, let's just fix that. I can just only recommend backup devices for everything. I think they're incredibly useful. So here we go, just recommend this. Now our conveyor system is, I'm proud of it, but look, I don't like that. I don't like the fact I can see through space into, you know, through the wall. I don't like that. I think that's wrong. So we're going to have to come back at some point and maybe do all this. Look, and basically this middle deck here is completely lost to the conveyor system for the gun. So, you know, at one point, when I've got time, I'm going to completely redo that and encase it. And it's on both sides as well. So it's kind of pointless having a middle deck when so much of it is given over to the conveyor system, which, you know, I don't like. We then have our bridge access, which I'll come to in a moment, and then we have another space there, and then a drop point into there. So this middle deck to me doesn't make sense, so we're going to have a look at this. Anyway, let's go up one more deck. Going up, ding, level 3 menswear. We then come into, so this is level 3, we then have our open area here, and then we just have some open spaces ready for use. Now currently the conveyor system has actually taken this as well, but we've managed to build it into the ceiling, so you don't notice it too much. So that's quite nice, but it's no point having these. I just put these in for a temporary measure because it kind of, you know, you have to obviously link it, but I don't like the fact that it's linked it right in the middle of the room, so we're going to have to work on that. We then come into the bridge. This is the official bridge, so we have our internal turrets here. In fact, let me just switch them on. So if I go to, there we go, inside shooters, and then I get off, so there we go, they're all now online, and the internal shooters basically just keep the bridge safe, and that's the purpose of them. So we have obviously one there, this is the captain's chair, we have obviously then 2 other chairs there, etc. We then have obviously more connection tunnels here, so that's up down connection. We have a little room here for no purpose whatsoever, and then we have the open area gantry piece to the front hangar, which again, as I mentioned, did used to be I guess the ship hangar or the fighter hangar, but because we don't really use fighters anymore, this is now being turned into almost like an industry area. So you see we've got our kind of funneled industry piece, you know, our ore collector coming in here into the refinery, out of the refinery in a collector into a funnel, and then down into the assembly block. I don't know, post in the comments if you're supposed to then take the assembly block out and then into the conveyor system. I think you probably are, but I don't know how that works. Anyway, we'll figure that out. So currently it's working quite well. Maybe it's actually just a simple case that it goes there and onwards. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So I would say that this ship is kind of, you know, getting there. Now, my biggest issue with it, and if I just go up to the top deck, so if I just come up the stairs, here we go, jump. We then have our kind of observation pilot's deck, which obviously looks pretty cool. So if I just go like that, that's pretty sweet. Oh, hello. Something went really strange there. Oh, it's saving. So this is a great example of, you know, I guess the flexibility of what you can build within this game. But I think for my peace of mind, it's not quite right yet still. And this is what my next plans are going to be. So if I come out the back here and I just sort of zoom away a little bit, currently the ship is not long enough. So you see what we've built here makes perfect sense. It's kind of obviously makes sense. Front bit, then you've got habitation, and you've got engineering. But then we've got our engines. I think it needs to come out a bit further to almost here. So it's making it more of a cruiser. At the moment it's too stocky. And this is because of these sort of things here. So what I did is I included, actually I don't know what, bit of wreckage. I included a load of launchers. You see there's a set of 3 launchers. You see that 1, 2, 3, and then just like God loads. So this thing will bombard with probably 100 missiles, maybe. Who knows? But the idea is it then fires down, so it can bombard. It's an orbital bombardment piece. But I think this is kind of, you know, part and parcel of playing the game. Is that you eventually get to the point where you think, well, it needs more. And I think what we're going to do, and I'm going to just build it in now, is take the ship further back. Maybe move the engines, not entirely sure yet, but very likely we are going to do that. And I think it needs to be almost, ooh, it's too far. It needs to come back maybe even a little bit further than this. Let me just try and get that in. Oh, and I'm going to do this all in survival. That's going to be painful. There we go. Let's see how that looks. So I think the ship needs to be extended by about that much. Yep, that looks about right. So not sure how it's going to do, how we're going to do it. Not sure how it's going to look, but that is our project for the next few days, is to figure out how we're going to build the ship to have that. So we're probably going to have to move the command module to here. Okay, we're going to have to move our missile modules further back perhaps, and our reactors can probably stay there, everything else can probably stay there, but we're just going to build a frame that comes all the way back and then down, and then we're going to have to move 6 of those large bastard engines. So I'm not looking forward to that. That's going to be a huge amount of work. But there we go. So enjoy the next few days, hopefully not weeks, of us doing this. This is going to be something that we'll do gradually and steadily, but hopefully for the enjoyment of you all. Hope you enjoy that. We'll see you next time.